Toua, what are we doing today? Hey guys, we just got back from Fong's Build and Fab, and we picked up this intake off of a, what was it, K20 block?
Yeah.
This thing is incredibly dirty, and we're gonna see what we can do through the power of vapor honing to bring this thing back to its original look. We're planning on using some hydro blasting, some wet soda blasting, and some glass beading to show you guys the differences, but this thing should look great by the end of this video. Dude, it's disgusting, isn't it?
I think I'm just gonna keep on getting my fingers dirty. I don't think there's no way of not getting your hands dirty with this one.
Not. Also, make sure you guys go check out Fong's Build and Fab. Dude, that was the most import engines I've ever seen in my life. And they were everywhere, stacked in every bay. This guy knows what he's doing.
Definitely. So check them out. So let's go ahead and jump to it.
Let's get to it. Like, just to see if we can do the backside of that, because this thing's, like, it's got, well, I can't really tell because my fingers are already. Let me try a clean finger.
Yeah.
It's not super bad.
It's not super bad, right? Just letting you guys know, after we finish this, he's going to be putting it onto his car. He has a Del Sol that he's planning on swapping it. And if you guys want to see, make sure you guys stay tuned and follow him too as well.
Oh, yeah.
We'll show you guys how it looks after it gets hydroblast and see how it looks. I'm thinking about just go ahead and blast the whole thing. We'll go
Let's see if
there.
this will do anything.
You could have done a small piece first.
Yeah, go big or go home.
Look at our professional masking this intake manifold.
I think it'll be cool to do the hydro blast, wet blast, and then glass bead to finish it up.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see all three.
All right. Guys, I think this is the best demonstration to show you guys the power of hydroblasting. I just did just this part right here and down here, and you can already see the difference from here and here. Dude, that's amazing.
In no time.
Yep. Here you go.
Holy crap, dude. You are not kidding.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I mean, I hit it and it was gone.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's like the best demonstration right there.
I am starting to believe that the proof is in the high pressure washer. Like, you know, the big hot tanks, I've used those before. Like, they're great because they're hands-free, but you pull the part out and it still sucks. Yeah. Then you have to take it over to a sink and clean it. I mean, this thing, dude, you're not even doing any work. You're doing no scrubbing, no cleanup.
Yep.
You just blast.
High pressure water.
And you're not wasting a lot of water either because it's
and
all
you're not
recirculating.
wet.
Exactly. Oh yeah, talk about pressure washing it. Spraying it down with oven cleaner and then coating yourself in it. Yeah, that's no fun.
Dude, imagine if we can make a cabinet big enough for a car. Dude, you won't even get wet.
Oh, I'll be washing my car here every week. You can pull this guy out, or what do you think?
Let's go ahead and show the viewers.
Oh, you can see where I moved the tape there.
Yeah.
Fixed it.
Yeah, that's the difference, guys.
And it is clean with my dirty hands. And that's something big that I guess we need to stress about the hydroblast. If this is your first time seeing it, it's not going to remove anything past surface level contaminants because it doesn't have any sort of aggregate. Like if you move up to something like wet soda blasting, which we're getting ready to demonstrate, it does have that very fine media, so it's able to remove past the surface level contamination. But this right here is excellent for degreasing your parts, just like we just demonstrated. I mean, it was flawless at it.
Dude, it just makes me want to keep degreasing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's see the underside.
Look at that.
But yeah, so I guess we're gonna go ahead and soda blast this and
Sure.
show you guys the difference on soda blast.
I might try and get my hand marks off of it. Ready for wet soda blast?
Yep.
That is insane though, isn't it?
It is.
Like, of course, it's still gonna have some oil on it, but it does an excellent job to just be water.
Yep. All right, let's get you guys the results of hydroblasting.
Now we're gonna step up to a machine with a little bit more power just because it does have a media in it. Now, soda blasting is water soluble, so with a wet blasting machine, you have to super saturate the water, meaning you have to add more media than you typically would. The benefit is that when you pull that part out, if you rinse it down with water afterwards, it'll actually completely dissolve all of that soda that's on your part. So you do not have to worry about having media left in your parts that could potentially ruin it down the line. Also, we've been using this machine for how many years now? 4?
This machine
Yeah,
specifically?
this machine that we're actually going to be using was the first ever soda-specific build. Hence why it looks like soda blew up in it, because it kind of did. Since we've built this machine, we've learned that you can use soda in a closed loop system, which is what we recommend for people nowadays. So if you're looking to do soda blasting, something like a VH800FL, which is what this machine was built off of, would be a perfect machine. This one here does not have a window rinse, and it also doesn't have basins because, like I said, we didn't think that it could be operated with the closed loop setup. So it's going to be kind of hard to video in this one, but the results are going to speak for themselves. So let's get to it.
All right. So who's going to have the pleasure? Me?
Go for it, my guy.
Sweet.
Ready?
Not really.
For all that power.
I can show you guys how it looks now. That was like, how many seconds or minutes?
We were probably about 40 seconds in actually last time.
All right.
That's insane.
Left side is hydroblast, right side is soda.
So just a little bit of touch up and you're done.
Yep. Let's go ahead and move it around. Be honest.
Oh.
Haven't done the bottom yet, but we'll get there. Ready? Yeah, almost done. That's how it looks.
Here's where you can really see a difference between soda blast and hydro blast. Because like I was saying earlier, soda, even though it's very fine, it does have the ability to take off a little bit further than a surface contamination. You can actually see it produces a little bit more of a shine than the hydro blast does.
Yep. To show you guys a little demonstration of how it looks when it's dried, this is soda blast and this is hydro blast. So this took me literally like less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes. I got this shine. No surface damage, nothing. With the soda, all you could do is just basically rinse it all off and it's set to go. And that's the best thing about soda right there, is the rinsing part is so easy to rinse. Once you rinse it off, soda will evaporate. Well, not evaporate, it will dissolve. But other than that, this guy is good. And we're gonna go ahead and put, I think on the inside, the bottom right here, we are going to blast it in glass bead and show you guys the difference between soda, hydroblast, and glass bead. Oh yeah, and another, right here. I did a little of right here too, on the soda blasting. Removed carbon buildups on here. It's actually really good at carbon buildups, removing carbon buildups. But yeah, Ryan, you got this one next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta show them how to replace the blasting gun first though.
Oh yeah? Sweet.
We're gonna take this section out, but it might be actually a little bit valuable for anyone who owns one of these machines. We're gonna show you guys how to replace the blasting gun. Looks like someone either broke this one and just never replaced it, or I don't know. This was the prototype machine for the Pro unit that you see here. This is the VH800FL Pro. This machine is offered in stainless steel as well as carbon steel. This one was done in carbon steel, hence why it's rusting. But the stainless steel option, in my opinion, is one of my favorite cabinets. I think this thing looks awesome. So let's get to replacing that blasting gun. So you've got your air line here and your slurry line, and it's super simple. Just gonna wanna undo both of these. Make sure you don't lose those. Slide both back. A little bit more there. Sometimes these can be difficult to get off. The hoses, that is. What you can do is, if you cannot get it off, very carefully take a screwdriver and try and push it back. But typically, after a little bit of wiggling and convincing, they will pop off. Okay, when you guys need to replace your blasting gun tip, that's actually inside of the blasting gun here. This one's siliconed in, so it'd be a little bit hard to get out. But that's actually where that's housed. And if you guys are doing anything that's specific to a process and it says to use an 8mm nozzle, 10mm nozzle, or 12, we do sell those. People rarely buy these. I mean, we probably ship out, like, how many would you say a month? Probably 5. I mean, it's super small because the boron carbide tips last forever inside these machines, unless you're using something like silicon carbide, because it's just an aggressive media. But that's where you would actually replace that. The actual blasting gun bodies, we hardly ever see people break, unless they drop them onto a really hard part or something. I mean, they're cast aluminum. You're not gonna hurt it. So again, your air line goes on the top here. Super simple. Bring that hose clamp back up and cinch it down. And then your slurry line on the bottom. And something I should actually mention is don't cinch these hose clamps down super tight, because they can, and I almost went a little bit too tight here, you will start to cut into the rubber that's on the hoses here. So just get them snug, and then you're good to go. So we're actually ready to rip on this one.
Sweet.
Put me at 100, so it'll probably drop to 80.
Let's double check it first. We're 100.
That's fine.
That's fine?
Yeah.
All right, we're ready to rock and roll, guys.
Go for it.
Good.
I think that looks sweet.
This is the back side.
Look at that.
Would you just look at it?
Would you look at it? I think this piece was the perfect one to demonstrate the difference between hydroblasting, wet soda blasting, and vapor honing using glass bead, because it shows the capabilities that each one has at removing grime, grease, whatever it may be off the part. I know we actually hydroblasted the backside and wet soda blasted the backside, but the glass bead does a better job of removing those contaminants because it is the largest aggregate out of the three. I mean, this thing looks phenomenal. So you guys can see with the Hydroblast here, especially on this pitting up top, it had a harder time removing that grease because it wasn't able to actually get inside of there and clean that out. The wet soda blasting did a better job. And actually there's some residue left behind. That's our fault because we didn't necessarily clean it well. But
to show you guys a good visual example, that's...
Yeah, and that would actually wash off with water. But you guys can see the metal does have a little bit more of a polish here on the aluminum. And then the backside, that's what we're known for. That's the true vapor finish. I'll lay this guy down so we can look at it. That is better than OEM.
Yep.
That looks very good.
Very, very amazing.
Cool part about all three of these is that they all took the same amount of time. I mean, we hydroblasted for probably 2 minutes. We used wet soda blasting for probably 2 minutes, and then we vapor honed for around 2 minutes. So this just shows you the different levels of cleaning that you're going to get out of these three processes. Funny enough, they actually can all come in the same style cabinet.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, it just all depends on what you're really wanting to spec your machine out to be. I do want to mention that with glass beading, you do have to be slightly concerned about the abrasive. If it's something like an internal engine component, you need to make certain that you're getting all of that abrasive out because it can cause serious damage. So you're going to want to make sure that you're rinsing it thoroughly, drying it, rinsing it, putting it in a ultrasonic tank if you have it. If you think that it's clean, just rinse it again and dry it again. Make sure it's nice and clean. You'd actually be amazed by just dip tanking how much abrasive can fall out of a part after you've sprayed it down inside the cabinet or rinsed it off outside. I mean, it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
The #1 secret, honestly, is hydroblasting after you vapor blast. If you guys know going into it that you're going to be using your vapor hunting machine to degrease and also finish up and make these parts look awesome, hydroblast afterwards. I mean, when you're working with 1700 PSI, I think that's what the hydroblast is at. Or if you have the max, it's going to be nearly 4000 PSI when that rolls out. There's going to be no amount of abrasive that's going to be able to hang onto your part. You're just going to knock it right off. So after you guys finish up vapor honing, getting this awesome finish, touch it up with the hydroblast. It's going to look excellent, and there's going to be no abrasive left. But again, guys, this was hydroblasting, wet soda blasting, and vapor honing with glass bead to get that true vapor finish. If you guys have any questions about the processes that we used, the machines that we used, or how you can get your hands on them, leave it in the comments below. If you guys are actually ready to purchase these machines today and get the best surface finishing equipment you can get in your shop, you can actually reach us at 828-202-5563. We will help you guys spec out what exactly you need and help you custom tailor it to your needs. Again, that number is 828-202-5563. If you guys like this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And check out the other stuff we publish. I mean, we've got a lot of good videos that are educational. We got some that go over the machines. Actually, we've got a video with Adam LZ.
Yeah, we sure do.
Make sure you guys check that out.
Talking about how vapor honing, he's been using vapor honing a lot lately.
Actually, on very similar parts because he's using them on all his JDM restorations. So it's all cast aluminum.
Yep.
And his stuff looks immaculate, dude.
This kind of finish. This kind of finish.